History remembers its conquerors, its kings and emperors, its generals who marched across the earth and left footprints in blood. But there is another kind of conqueror, one whose battlefield is the invisible world, one whose armies are electrons, whose castles are coils of copper wire, whose victories are measured not in territory, but in light. His name was Nikola Tesla, and before this century is done, his ideas will touch every corner of the earth. They will light your home, carry your voice across oceans, and send power through the air itself. He will die alone, in a hotel room, with nothing but his dreams, and yet he will have changed everything. Nikola Tesla arrived in 1856 during a lightning storm. His mother Georgina declared him a child of light. He inherited his mother's extraordinary mechanical intuition, a gift that would multiply beyond all imagination. Plagued by vivid visions, young Nikola could see machines and forces that had not yet been built. By 14, he stunned his teachers by solving complex equations entirely in the theater of his mind. Tragedy taught him that the physical world is fragile, but the laws of electricity were eternal and true. Facing death from cholera at 17, he promised to survive if he could finally study engineering. Tesla rose reborn, destined to harness the forces of the universe and bring light to the world.
He was a student of almost supernatural dedication. He slept 4 hours a night. He taught himself 6 languages. He read entire libraries. His professors wrote home that they feared for his sanity, that no human mind could sustain such intensity of study without breaking. They were right, in a way. What Tesla was building inside himself was not a student's mind. It was something else, something that had never existed before. In one moment, in the orange light of a Budapest sunset, in the middle of a public park, Nikola Tesla solved a problem that had baffled every electrical engineer in the world. He saw, in his mind, with complete and perfect clarity, the rotating magnetic field. He saw alternating current. He saw the future of all electrical power. And he had not yet turned 26 years old. The idea came like a flash of lightning, and in an instant the truth was revealed. I drew with a stick on the sand the diagrams. My companion understood them perfectly. June 1884, Nikola Tesla arrived in New York with nothing but 4 cents and a letter of introduction. He walked the streets of Lower Manhattan toward his destination, Edison Machine Works. Inside, he met Thomas Edison, the rough genius who believed in brute force over theory. Edison read the letter. "I know 2 great men, and you are one. The other is this young man." Edison offered $50,000 to fix his motors, mocking Tesla's alternating current. For a year, Tesla worked 18-hour days, making Edison's system more efficient than ever. When Tesla asked for payment, Edison laughed. "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." Tesla quit the next morning. It was not just a betrayal, it was the first shot in a war.
In a Manhattan laboratory, working with a ferocity that alarmed everyone, Tesla built the future, the alternating current induction motor. May 1888, before the world's top engineers, his motor ran silently. No sparks, no friction, just clean, powerful rotation. George Westinghouse offered Tesla $1 million for his patents. It was the greatest deal in electrical history. Tesla accepted. But Edison's response was vicious. He launched a propaganda campaign designed to terrify the public about the dangers of AC. Edison used alternating current for a terrible purpose: execution. He wanted the world to see AC as the current of death. He was wrong. In 1893, at the Chicago World's Fair, 200,000 bulbs powered by Tesla's system blazed to life. The crowd gasped. It was the largest demonstration of power in history. Everyone understood alternating current was the future. The war of currents was over. Tesla had won. He told people he would harness Niagara Falls. They laughed. It was the fantasy of a boy from a Croatian village. In 1895, the contract was awarded to build the world's first great hydroelectric station. Deep beneath the rock, Tesla directed engineers through enormous tunnels. His generators were lowered into place, monuments to a principle that lived in his mind. On November 16, 1896, the switch was thrown. Tesla's alternating current surged. It surged from Niagara to Buffalo. Lights blazed on, streetcars ran. Tesla felt it in his bones. Niagara vibrated with something he had put there. Thomas Edison privately admitted he had made a mistake in opposing alternating current. It was his acknowledgement of what Tesla had truly given the world.
In 1893, Nikola Tesla revealed a miracle, the transmission of energy without wires. We call it radio. In his New York laboratory, Tesla stood before a glass tube and a spark gap.
He connected power, and the air began to hum. 17 feet away, another coil began to glow invisibly. Tesla had demonstrated the principles of radio communication. He filed the foundational patents, accurately describing how waves could carry information through the air across any distance. But in 1901, Marconi, using Tesla's papers, sent a signal across the Atlantic and was hailed as the inventor. Tesla was furious. He knew the world rewards the man who ships the product, not the man who has the idea. In 1943, the Supreme Court finally acknowledged Tesla was first. But it was too late. Always too late. History kept its own account. The miracle was his. This has been epic legends. By 1899, Tesla had become convinced of something magnificent lunacy, that the Earth itself, the entire planet, could be used as an electrical conductor. That power could be transmitted not through wires, but through the ground, worldwide, freely, to anyone. He moved to Colorado Springs to prove it. The laboratory lit up with a pulsing glow. Bolts of artificial lightning shot over 100 feet into the sky, crackling with a roar heard 20 miles away. Horses bolted in panic. The local power plant shorted out, plunging the entire city into darkness. Tesla had taken all the power he needed. The plant manager was furious, but Tesla calmly replied, "Yes, I needed more power. I will reconnect it when I am finished." During these experiments, Tesla detected a repeating signal, a rhythmic pulse from outside the Earth itself. He believed he had received a communication from another world. Scientists dismissed it as madness, but Tesla went to his grave insisting it was real. What it was, we still do not know. In his notebook he wrote, "The Earth is alive with electrical possibility. I will light every corner of it for free."
J.P. Morgan gave Tesla $150,000 to build a transatlantic wireless tower. But Tesla envisioned more, a system to illuminate the whole Earth. Free wireless electricity for everyone, forever. Morgan asked the question that killed the dream. If everyone can get electricity for free, where do we put the meter? Morgan withdrew funding. No meter, no profit, no tower. The logic of the age could not accommodate such a gift. In 1917, Wardenclyffe was seized and demolished. Tesla's vision for a wireless world began to fade. Something broke in him that day. The certainty that the world would embrace his vision began, slowly, to dim. His masterpiece became a monument to what might have been. A dream of light, lost to the logic of the meter. The later years were marked by increasing isolation, poverty, and the particular cruelty of being a prophet who had outlived his moment of triumph. Tesla continued to invent, filing patents on a bladeless turbine and a thought camera. The world, no longer sure what to believe, began to treat him as a curiosity. He loved pigeons, one in particular. When she died, he knew his life's work was finished. He was not speaking of the bird alone. He was not mad. He was decades ahead. The death ray he described in 1934 is today the basis of modern directed energy research. In 1934, Westinghouse told him they could no longer honor his royalties. Without that income, they hinted, the company might not survive. Tesla reached into his jacket, took out the contract, his financial lifeline, and tore it in half. Without a word, he forgave the royalties. He surrendered more than $12 million today. He understood that his ideas were worth more than money. He was right. He was broke. He was right. He had spent his last months almost entirely alone. He refused most visitors. He communicated about a new form of energy he had almost perfected. No one came to check. The next morning, January 8th, the maid found no answer. Tesla lay on his bed, finally at rest. He died alone in a city lit by his light. He died in debt. The FBI seized his papers within hours, believing his research was of national importance. They were right. His papers remain partially classified to this day. Outside, the lights of New York shine on, indifferent and brilliant, powered by the system he built. Nikola Tesla dies on a Thursday, and by Friday, the world has moved on. But the world was living inside his invention, was breathing it, depending on it, and did not know his name.
They named a unit of magnetic flux density after him, the Tesla. Physicists use it every day. They named a company after him, the electric car company that is now among the most valuable in the world. In Belgrade, Croatia, and Long Island, statues bear his name. The internet runs on principles he articulated. Wireless power transmission is now in every charging pad on every desk. This is Tesla's truest legacy, not the patents or the towers, but this flash of understanding in a child's eyes, repeated in 1 million classrooms across a world lit by his current. He wanted to give the world free energy and connect every human being through electricity. He failed in his lifetime, but history has been bending inevitably toward what he described. He was not a businessman or a general. He was a man who lived in possibilities the present could not yet understand. He saw the future clearly and tried to give it to us. He did not fail. We were just slow. Somewhere, right now, a light is on. You flipped a switch and did not think about it. The current that answered you traveled from a generator operating on a principle described in perfect detail by a man who died alone in a hotel room with 4 cents to his name. That light is his. It always was. The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine.